Hello everyone, Weather Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on what's happening across Jamaica and what's going on with Hurricane Beryl. It is 6:01 a.m. Sunday, June 30, 2024. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video. I'd really appreciate it if you guys get this video up to 100 likes. If you don't know by now, that's how the YouTube algorithm works. We all like the video and then the YouTube algorithm pushes the video out to more people so that we can keep everyone safe, especially during this time where we have so many systems lined up to affect us. Share this video with your friends, your co-workers, your relatives, and even your church brethren, and subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Alright, so the big focus for today is still Hurricane Beryl right here, spinning away to the east of the Lesser Antilles. We also have that tropical wave to the east of Beryl trying to get its act together, and we also have Invest 94L that is across portions of the southern Gulf of Mexico. So before we focus all our attention on Hurricane Beryl, let's first get Jamaica out of the way. As of right now, the latest infrared satellite images show that we had some thunderstorms out to sea to the north coast of the island. And we can also see that we have some thunderstorms, some isolated thunderstorm that is, coming in from the east, maybe to affect sections of St. Thomas, Portland. You can definitely see the sparkling white dots representing amount of lightning strikes, if not lightning flashes. The high cold cloud tops as represented by the blues and the greens. So some isolated showers could definitely be in store for sections of St. Thomas and Portland this morning, just as predicted. If we actually take a look at the Jamaican radar, as we know, it has been temporarily out of service for the past couple of years. Hopefully they get it sorted out very soon like they promised. We have to be depending on the Cuban radar, that's the Pelon radar. We know it's in Spanish, but this one has been glitching out since June 27. Hopefully they get that sorted out before we get impacted by Beryl. So we have to be dependent on the US military radar in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. If you don't know, they have a prison in Guantanamo Bay, which explains why they have a military radar to show them when the rain is coming. And we can see that there's a lot of rainfall right there across the water to the south of Cuba, coming off of Haiti as well. And we can also see that rainfall that we just mentioned right there to the south, pushing from east to west to affect sections of St. Thomas and Portland. Can't see much of Jamaica right now, especially considering that the range with the radar only shows Portland to an extent, but we can see the rainfall right there pushing towards the west. So definitely a section of St. Thomas and Portland could get in on some isolated showers later this morning. If we take a look at the Cayman radar, that only shows the western half of Jamaica. We don't see much happening either. There's some dots of isolated showers right there surrounding the island of the Cayman Islands in general. As it relates to what's expected today, based on last night's video, we know that we're expecting some isolated rainfall across sections of some northern and western parishes during the afternoon. And we can also see it verifying for the rainfall that's expected for eastern Jamaica this morning. By the way, we know eastern parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Surrey. So Portland, St. Andrew, Kingston, St. Thomas. Western parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Cornwall. So St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, Trelawney. While northern parishes, we're talking about those parishes on top. So Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland. So those are the spots that are in store for some amount of rainfall today. We'll see exactly what unfolds. Not everywhere is going to be getting that rainfall, only some spots, so don't be upset if you don't get some to cool down the temperatures. So let's switch gears now and focus our attention on Hurricane Beryl. So this morning we saw that it developed quite the eye right there. Definitely visible. We can actually see down into the possible sea there, and we can also see the eye wall around it. We know the eye wall is where the strongest winds and heaviest rain is located with the system. As of right now, the Hurricane Center is stating that it's a Category 2 hurricane packing winds of 100 miles per hour, but I wouldn't be surprised if by the 10 a.m. update, if by 4 hours later, it is actually a Category 4 hurricane. As a matter of fact, they're sending planes out to the system as we speak, so who knows, maybe they might give us the update that it is indeed a category 4 even before 10 a.m., maybe 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Jamaica time. We'll see exactly what unfolds with that, and I'll definitely be here to keep you updated. But we can definitely see that it's spinning rapidly. We have the outflow taking place, and the outer bands extend to a great distance. So definitely some islands that are not in the direct path of the hurricane are going to be affected by this system. And we can see that the track has definitely shifted a bit southward, south of Jamaica, but it's still in consensus with affecting sections of Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, especially crossing over one of those islands. We'll see exactly what unfolds. But as it heads towards the west-northwest, we see that it's going to be making a path very similar to Hurricane Ivan, Hurricane Dean. I remember how bad those hurricanes were. Ivan 2004, Dean 2007. So even if we don't get a direct hit from the system, rainfall is coming. Strong winds are possible. We really can't manage that at all. Please ensure that you prepare just in case, because the tracks will forever change. Even tomorrow we're going to be seeing another track different from this one. I'm 100% sure that even the day after that we're going to be seeing another track different from that one. So we just have to stay updated with exactly what unfolds. This is exactly why the founder of Tropical Tidbits, Levi Cohen, stated that we should not use this map to make decisions. We have to seek official info from the Hurricane Center, and I'll be showing the Hurricane Center's track shortly. Either way, we see that the intensity models still take this up to category 3 or 4 status, with most of the members, most of the models in consensus that within the next 2 days especially, it should make it up to major hurricane status, category 3 or 4, even although most of them are in consensus with category 3 more than anything. I wouldn't be surprised if we get category 4, because we know when it comes to the intensity forecast, the government entities, the NHC, that's their weakest area, to be honest. There are many times in the past where they forecast, a category 1 hurricane, and then it rapidly intensifies into a category 4 or 5 without them even expecting it. We remember even Hurricane Otis last year, none of them expected a category 5 hurricane in Acapulco at all. So we just have to take these forecasts with a grain of salt. And if we actually take a look at the supercomputer models, the latest, well, not the latest, the 00 that came out at 12 last night, we can actually see the system starting to come in on the southeastern side of the map right there. We're going to be keeping our attention right here, and we're just going to be going into the next 102 hours. That's about the next 4 days as it passing by Jamaica, and we're going to be looking at the moisture associated with the hurricane, the greens and the yellows. So the Euro map first. So let's go out in time. We definitely see that it affects the Windward Islands right there by 10 a.m. on Monday for sure. The Euro continues to head it west-northwest, and then it passes to the south of Jamaica right there by about 4 p.m. on Wednesday, and then it should be out of here by the next 102 hours. So this is about 1 a.m. on Thursday. That is southwest of the island. What does the GFS show for the same time period? We see that it's definitely making its way across the island by 1 p.m. on Monday, and when we go out in time, we see that it is definitely going on a similar path to what the Euro is showing, even a bit closer to Jamaica, maybe scraping the coastline right there. Look at all the heavy rainfall, the yellows, the oranges, the reds. Even if we don't get the eye crossing over us, we're still going to be getting the brunt of it. We know when it comes to these hurricanes, the most intense weather is on the top right hand corner, and it looks like Jamaica is in for something. And then as we end it there, 102 hours, we see that it's to the west of the island. The Euro has it more to the southwest. We see some slight differences, so the models are still uncertain in a sense, but we see that they're certain in terms of the system that's behind Beryl. So the Euro has it a bit weaker, not much of an airflow pressure with the L or the contour lines or the isobar surrounding that area of low pressure. So it's a sloppy mess in a sense, but we still see a lot of rainfall. So maybe some heavy rainfall across sections of the Windward Islands and portions of the southern Leeward Islands to follow Beryl, and with already saturated ground across portions of the Windward Island, it could cause a lot of flooding. The GFS a bit more robust with the intensity, maybe having it at hurricane status if not tropical storm status. We'll see exactly what unfolds, and I'll definitely be here to keep you posted. Either way, as it relates to the accumulated precipitation forecast, we see the line of heavy rainfall as represented by the purples, the pinks in there that represent up to 3 to 7 inches of rainfall. All of this stretching from the Windward Islands to Jamaica. The Euro has more of it to the south of the island. GFS has more of it across the island. This is all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 6Z on Thursday, which is actually 1 a.m. on Thursday. So this is some ridiculous amount of rainfall either way. Flash flooding can take place, landslides, mudslides. If you live in a flood prone area, please ensure that you're making preparations. Call up a cousin, call up an auntie if you know that your place isn't that stable. Get yourself prepared. And as it relates to the wind shear, we still see that there's not much wind shear that's going to be affecting the system. We know the wind shear is represented by the blues, greens, yellows, oranges, reds on this map. We see a lot of wind shear in the blues, but as we can see regarding the system, the environment has more whites than anything else. That blue that we see across the area of low pressure is actually its own developed shear. That's an upper level high pressure in general, which explains all the fanning out that we see there. And as we go out in time, we're going to start to see some wind shear taking place, maybe some coming in from the south as it gets closer to Jamaica, possibly weakening it in a sense, and then it makes it past Jamaica by the end of 102 hours. As relates to the Saharan dust forecast, this is as of about 8 a.m. on Sunday. So Jamaica is definitely in the clear considering the troughing that's taking place across the island as we speak, which explains the thunderstorms that we're going to be experiencing. So more blues than anything else across Jamaica as we speak. But we see Hurricane Beryl right here. And as we go out in time, we see that it's definitely more to the south of the Saharan dust than anything else. Not really being affected by the Saharan dust. If it would have been affected by the Saharan dust, you would see more darker shades of browns ingested within the system. But we see that it's definitely getting some moist air from the intertropical convergence, so not to mention off of northern South America. So it is definitely safe where it is located. And given the very warm sea surface temperatures across the Atlantic, look at all of these yellows, oranges, reds, and the area that Beryl is located right here, definitely ripe for development. And these are just the sea surface temperatures. This is representing how warm the waters are at the top of the ocean. So even if it decides to stall out and sucks up all of the warm water, it could have even more warm water at a great depth. This is the tropical cyclone heat potential. It shows how warm the waters are at a great depth. And look at the water surrounding Jamaica. Look at all of those reds around the Cayman Islands as well. Even the area where it's located right now, there's a great deal of tropical cyclone heat potential. So even if the storm decides to stall out and churn up the ocean, it definitely still has a lot of warm water to work with as it pushes towards the west northwest. It's definitely way above normal for this time of year, and it makes sense that the Hurricane Center is forecasting the system to become a major hurricane in June from the main development region. This is definitely unprecedented. So we see here, as of their 5 a.m. update that just came out about 2 hours ago, considering that it is now 6:15 a.m. on Sunday, they have it at 100 miles per hour in terms of the wind speeds, and it is moving west at 20 miles per hour. So it's only 10 miles per hour shy, if not 11, of becoming a major hurricane. It's only a matter of time. I wouldn't be surprised if by the next couple of hours or the next hour it is upgraded. It is definitely expected. As we see, it has a lot of warm water to work with. As of right now, we see that there's a tropical storm watch in effect for portions of Dominica in the yellow, tropical storm warnings in the blue for sections of Martinique, Tobago, while we have hurricane warnings in the red for sections of Grenada northward to Grenada, the Grenadine Islands, St. Vincent, Barbados, as well as well, that's Martinique right there. So they're definitely going to be in for it. We see the tropical storm force winds in that brownish looking color. Not a big system. We've seen bigger tropical storm force winds extend far out. So this is nothing bad, but the areas that are definitely going to be affected by the system are going to be getting the brunt of the winds. Areas more north of there, more rainfall than anything else, and I'm sure that they're paying close attention to what is expected. We see the winds right here, the probability for tropical storm force winds definitely an 80 to 90%, anywhere from the Windward Islands all the way up to portions of Jamaica. And we see the rainfall that is expected, similar to what we just showed on the Weather Nerds map. Lots of rainfall up to 4 to 6 inches. That's 100 to 150 millimeters of rainfall or more. Some gold in there that represents 68 or 150 to 200 millimeters. So there's definitely a lot of bad weather coming, flooding, strong winds, etc. So I hope that everybody is getting prepared either way. Switching gears, let's talk about what the latest update from the Hurricane Center 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook shows regarding the system to the east of Beryl. They've stated disturbance to 70%, and considering that this update came out at about 2 a.m. or to 1 a.m. Jamaica time, I wouldn't be surprised if there's another update, maybe upping the chances to what, 80, 90 or 100% within the hour at 7 a.m. It's stating here, Eastern Tropical Atlantic satellite-derived surface wind data indicate that an area of low pressure located several hundred miles southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands has become better organized. Environmental conditions appear conducive for additional development of the system, and that tropical depression is likely to form by the midweek, while it moves generally westward at 15 to 20 miles per hour across the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. So we can see they've given it a 40% chance of formulating into a tropical depression within the next 48 hours, that's the next 2 days, and they've given it a 70% chance within the next 7 days. So Chris is definitely imminent. If the system to the east of Beryl isn't Chris, then it's that system in the southwestern Gulf if it actually develops. And we know the next name on the list is Debbie. So we'll see exactly what unfolds, and I'll definitely be here to keep you posted. Alright, so I'll definitely be back at about 10, 11 a.m., maybe 12 p.m. to give you another update on what's happening. Alright, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching.